Good evening and welcome to TVC News. Our top stories tonight. World mourns the death of Iran president. SADC meets on El Niño effects. Good evening and thank you very much for joining us tonight. My name is Agnes Tuniga. You can also follow us live on our YouTube channel, TVC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TVC Online. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has extended her heartfelt condolences to the government and the people of the Islamic Republic of Iran following the tragic death of President Ibrahim Raisi. Other world leaders who have sent their condolences include President Xi Jinping of China, Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and Prime Minister of Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim. To understand more about the death of the former Iranian president and the diplomatic relationship between Tanzania and Iran, Mariam Mubiru has prepared the following report.
The recent tragic demise of former Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash has not only plunged Iran into mourning, but also elicited a wave of condolences from global leaders. Raisi, with a background encompassing key judicial roles, clinched the presidency in 2021 after a previous unsuccessful bid in 2017. His presidency was characterized by heightened tensions with the United States, vocal support from Russia amidst the Ukraine conflict, and increased military involvement in the Middle East, including activities in Gaza and support for various groups. Despite these challenges, Iran, under Raisi's leadership, maintained and even expanded diplomatic ties with African nations like Tanzania. The relationship between Tanzania and Iran, nurtured since 1983, has seen cooperation flourish in sectors such as agriculture, trade, and investment, with a focus on fostering economic relations. Notably, during the 44th anniversary of Iran's Islamic revolutions and 40 years of diplomatic relations with Tanzania, both nations reaffirmed their commitment to mutual progress and collaboration. Tanzania and Iran have shared interests beyond the economic realm, extending to cooperation on international issues such as the situation in the Gaza Strip. Both countries have actively engaged in forums addressing global challenges, showcasing a broader commitment to shared values and collaborative efforts. The diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Iran, which have deepened over the years, underscore a relationship that transcends mere diplomatic formalities, embodying a robust friendship built on mutual respect and common goals.
The Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, says beekeeping sector in the country is still facing challenges that cause low quality of bee products. Dr. Mpango made the remarks in Dodoma at the celebrations to mark the World Bee Day. He urged Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism to work together with the Tanzania Forest Services, TFS, to educate people on proper beekeeping methods so that they can produce quality products that can compete in the market. The Prime Minister, Kassim Majaliwa, says Tanzania supports decision reached by the Southern Africa Development Community, SADC, on plans to harvest water so as it can be used during dry season. He says the step is among measures to ensure water is preserved and control floods. Prime Minister was representing President Samia Suluhu Hassan in an emergency SADC meeting discussing effects of El Niño rains. The meeting was attended by leaders from Angola, Botswana, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, Namibia, Lesotho, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Eswatini. Others were representatives from Madagascar, South Africa, Malawi, Mozambique, Mauritius, and Seychelles. The country director of the World Bank in Africa, Nathan Billit, says that he is satisfied with the way the court of Tanzania has succeeded in using financial resources provided by the World Bank to make reforms in the judiciary and services provided to citizens through various integrated court centers. Billit made the remarks in Dar es Salaam during his visit in the country to observe the progress of projects funded by the World Bank. Emmanuel Samuel has more details.
More than 54.45 billion shillings have been funded by the World Bank to improve access to justice to the majority of citizens through the integrated justice centers in the country. Visiting some of the projects funded by the World Bank Country Director, Nathan Billit, commends the great job that has been done by the High Court of Tanzania.
The discussion we had about this center, that's beautiful. The fact that you are learning from how you've done this as you do the other centers to make sure that you can improve on the design, on the services, etc. So I think that's one that's very good. The other thing that aspect that I'm particularly pleased to learn about is how you're collaborating with other stakeholders or other parties, like the Ministry of Community and Gender, like the police.
The Chief Court Administrator, Professor Elisantole Gabriel, and the Head of Judicial Reforms, Dr. Angelo Rimisha, thanked the World Bank for funding the projects.
The change, the improvement of the service you have seen, I'm sure we couldn't do on our own. So the partnership with the World Bank has been quite great. So we thank you as a leader now for this mission. You are able team in Tanzania and also the region at large. They're giving us a tremendous support, and we are really so thankful for that.
Things that have happened for the last 9 years, like the Chief Justice was saying, it surprised everyone. Now we think it's quite fair that we have this reform sustained, and you are indicated we are grateful the bank's willing to support and continue to partner with us.
Services providers at Temeke Integrated Center and some citizens says the establishment of the Temeke One-Stop Center has brought many changes in the society, especially on solving family matters.
This center has been useful to the community because you have been assisting them sometimes to solve the matter out of court. When the matter in court, there are some, for example, husband and wife, they don't want to spend most of the time in court. In order to settle the matter, they are being directed by the judicial officers to visit our center in order to solve the matter. Now we have been preparing agreements, and those agreements have been signed by the parties.
Establishment of this court, I experienced a lot of family matters has been addressed accordingly. The judges, the magistrate, and the other stakeholders, they provide appropriate services.
We still talk about court. People are scared of going to court. They don't know where to start. But once they get here, they know where to start, and this goes very smooth.
At Temeke One-Stop Center for Family Matters, where today we have a visit of the country director from the World Bank, where he visited here to observe on how Court of Tanzania, using the support given by the World Bank on improving the services on different courts and the IJCs. Emmanuel Samuel, TBC News.
Equity Bank, in collaboration with the African Agriculture Development Bank, AFDB, through the Affirmative Finance Action for Women in Africa, AFAWA, under the African Guarantee Fund, have set aside 154.9 billion shillings to facilitate the provision of loans that will stimulate the growth of women's businesses in the country during the year 2024-2025. Launching the bank's Women Economic Empowerment Window in Dar es Salaam, the Executive Director of Equity Bank, Estabella Maganga, says 54% of women's businesses are informal and need to be developed so that they can raise women economically.
We have decided to provide service to the people. We have reduced the cost of conducting business. This includes interests and the cost of running accounts. All this aimed at getting more women who will benefit from financial services so that they can empower themselves economically.
She says the loans aim to raise small and medium-sized women's businesses, which will also enable the bank to increase the level of its loans from the current 26% to 50%. Speaking at the occasion, the Minister of Community Development, Gender, Women and Special Groups, Dr. Dorothy Gwajima, urged the bank to use digital systems so that more women can benefit from the loans.
Your decision to establish special units which provide financial services to women will be a catalyst to many women to get involved in economic activities, and that will enable them to afford the cost of living, and also they will contribute more to the national income.
The launch of The Window has gone along with Women's Economic Empowerment Conference, whereby women had the opportunity to learn marketing, opportunities, businesses, and finance. The Director of Science, Technology and Innovation from the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Professor Ladislaus Mnyone, urged various stakeholders to invest more in providing opportunities to people with innovative ideas so as to bring sustainable development in Tanzania. Professor Mnyone made the remarks at this media symposium held in Dar es Salaam. Peter Mganga reports.
Stakeholders from the private sector, government and media practitioners have met in Dar es Salaam at the Media Symposium for Innovation Week to discuss the best way to enhance innovation for young Tanzanians. The Director of Science, Technology and Innovation from the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Professor Ladislaus Mnyone, explains the importance of creating an enabling environment for innovators.
If you go to higher learning institutions, if you go to our research and development institutions or any other institutions, there are people there who are exceptionally intelligent and talented. So what they are doing is probably 0.005 of their capacity. So as a country, we have to see how we can make good use of those people. We have several countries that we can learn from. We have a good example of India, we have a good example of Korea, and several other countries.
On his part, the Director General of the Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, COSTECH, Dr. Amos Nungu, has invited stakeholders to use the Innovation Week platform to showcase innovative ideas.
When we started Innovation Week, we wanted to showcase projects which were funded by HDIF and the UK aid. But there are projects which are funded by the government as well as other partners. So we wanted to have a platform where all of them they can have a forum to showcase. So during the 10th Innovation Week, when we look back, we see there are many achievements which have been achieved.
Some development stakeholders explain the contribution of media on innovation in the country.
Human capital requires development. Isn't it the same for media professionals who we expect to be in the forefront of giving us information, relevant information in this space of human capital?
Media is pervasive in our lives. We acknowledge how important it is. We read the newspaper, we watch TV, we listen to the radio, we scroll through social media, and everywhere we have the views and opinions of people. And those views and opinions, they shape the opinion of the society. So media is a very important pillar of a democratic society.
This is the 10th edition of Innovation Week in Tanzania. Due to development of science and technology, innovation is mentioned as an important pillar in creating sustainable society in the world. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Peter Mganga, TBC News.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at our today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. When we come back, it will be time for all the latest in international news. And welcome back. Here's international news as compiled by Ramadan Mpenda and read to you by Teddy Mparanyanga.
Uganda's military has captured a commander of an Islamic State-allied rebel group who is an expert in making improvised explosive devices or bombs that the group has used to carry out deadly attacks in the past. Uganda People's Defense Forces said in a statement that the insurgent Anwari al-Iraq, a Ugandan, was captured in the jungles of Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, where the rebel group Allied Democratic Forces is based. During the operation, 9 people, including children, were also rescued from an area in the Ituri province in Congo's east, the military said. The streets of the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, appeared calm on Monday after the army announced it had fought a coup attempt early on Sunday. Armed men in military uniform raided the office of President Felix Tshisekedi, who was not present at the time. The army spokesperson, General Stephen Ekenge, confirmed the arrest of the coup planners that took place in the early hours of Sunday. Residents expressed their anger over the incident, calling for diplomatic solutions and proper investigations into how the attackers managed to breach security. The coup attempt occurred hours after a gunfight at the residence of former Deputy Prime Minister Vital Kamerhe, who is safe along with his family. South Africa's former President Jacob Zuma has been barred from running for parliament in this month's election, the country's top court ruled on Monday. The Constitutional Court found Zuma's 15-month jail sentence for contempt of court in 2021 disqualified him from standing in the May 29th election, as the Constitution prohibits anyone given a prison sentence of 12 months or longer from holding a parliamentary seat. Speaking after the ruling, the Umkhonto we Sizwe Party Secretary General, Shile Gubane, has said that it is the highest court in the land and they can't challenge this decision, but they will make their decision as an executive what to do from there onwards. Zuma, 82 years old, was forced to quit as president in 2018, has fallen out of the governing African National Congress, and has been campaigning for the new Umkhonto we Sizwe Party. In another matter, the MK party is facing allegations that it forged signatures submitted to the Electoral Commission of South Africa. The police launched an investigation.
And that was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, Simba's head coach Juma Mgunda urged Simba's fans to continue to support their team in tomorrow's game against Gator Gold FC. Coach Mgunda believes that if the fans continue to be united and support their players will do everything possible to win the important matches, including tomorrow's game against Gator Gold FC.
We are going to play with a very competitive team. They have their own objective, and yes, we respect that. We know Gator has a good coach and a good young players, but because we want second position in the Premier League, we are prepared to get a good result.
Simba need to win tomorrow's game against Gator Gold to continue fighting for second place in the Tanzania Premier League so that they can get a chance to participate in the African Champions League next season. The chief executive of the Tanzania Cricket Association, Hamisi Abdallah, says they have set strategies that will ensure that the under-18 national team qualifies for the Cricket World Cup this year. Hamisi added that he has high hopes that the team will qualify for the Cricket World Cup due to the quality of the team's players, while the assistant coach and some of the players say their biggest desire is to qualify for the World Cup.
We need to make sure that our team is qualified, and that is why we have started early, to make sure that we prepare well and then we have enough trial matches so that the team can qualify. So, I mean, for all what we have done and then all the process that we are going through, we are sure that our team will qualify this time.
The national cricket team under the age of 18 continues with the preparations for the World Cup qualifiers expected to be held in July here in the country. Handball national team coach Juma Luziga says despite not doing well in the Zone 5 handball competition held in Ethiopia, he believes the players had gained experience in the competition. Luziga has said that the competition of the regional championship has given them a great lesson in going to the next championship.
From now, we are going to start our preparation for the next year. Starting from now up to next year, 0 of time. So this time it will enable us to qualify in that tournament of next year. We are going to use that lessons because we are going to start teaching our players that lessons. That is our aim.
The under-18 and 20 Tanzania handball national teams have returned yesterday from Ethiopia, where they showcased their talents in the 5th Zone 5 Regional Championship and finished 5th and 6th respectively. And that is the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. My name is Agnes Tuniga, and on behalf of the rest of the crew here at TBC1, thank you very much for being with us. Good night.
TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.